Palma. Oh, pass. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes.
Delgado takes the shot and knocks it down. Maloria is open. 3-point.
Goodness! Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Caballero has time.
Now it gets Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
Our third time this season here at the San Andres Sports Complex in the city of Manila as the Manila Batang Quiapo hopes to finally break through after losing their first 6 home games. Pero kalaban nila, ito si Dexter Marquez, their leading scorer, averaging 16.2 points per contest in their last 6 games. Kalaban naman niya si Alfred Cedillo, who's been on a tear in his return in the MPBL, averaging 22.3 points in his first 3 games. With the Manila Batang Quiapo, kalaban nila ngayon ang isa sa mga contenders dito sa North Division, Saan Juan Knights. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan. We're at Coach Mike Perez, and at courtside we have Miss Andrea Endicio. And Coach Mike, last season, itong dalawang kupunan na ito, we're at the top in the North. Manila still had Greg Slaughter, but totally different story this year.
Yeah, totally different story. Well, you know, the thing is, San Juan continues to be themselves. Samantalang itong Manila, right now, they got some talent here during the window, but the hope is really makabalik na ulit sila sa kanilang mga winning ways.
You're watching us live on our official MPBL Facebook page and YouTube channel, and we're also live right now on Solar Sports. At ngayon, tignan natin yung ating team standings in the North Division. San Juan still has that legitimate shot of finishing number 1 at the end of the elimination round, Coach
Oh,
Mike.
pretty much. Pag tinignan mo yung top 3 na yan, anyone at some point in time can claim number 1. Before, it was Nueva Ecija, but since Abra won over Nueva, they are right now number 1. And so it depends on their performance on the remaining games for the regular season.
Manila naman ayaw matapos yung kanilang kampanya na sila'y nasa pinakababa.
Yes.
Right now, just half a game behind Bulacan, 2 games behind Val City for that 13th spot. Pero titignan natin Bataan is not far ahead. So, meron pa rin shot actually yung Manila mathematically to advance. Pero ito si Dexter Marquez, may mukhang pahihirapan itong Manila. Lalo ngayon, wala si Orlan Wamar, Coach Mike, nagpapaitang gilas pa rin. Really solid as ever para dito sa San Juan.
Oh, doon sa last game nila against Quezon City, he was very good. It was actually a very good shooting game for Dexter. He had 20 points, 12 of them coming in the first half on a 61% field goal shooting, yung 8 rebounds niya, 5 of them being offensive. And he also was perfect from the free throw, 3 out of 3, and the 3 assists. And just shows you the overall kind of game that you will find in Dexter Marquez.
Got off to a good start against Quezon City, and he hopes to sustain that. Pero speaking of sustaining that, itong tatlong manlalaro ng San Juan, Coach Mike, sila AC Soberano, Nico Panganiban, and Papa Ray, especially this guy, na lagi kong binabanggit, really struggled shooting the basketball to begin this season. Ito yung si Nico Panganiban, nangapa din, ang dami niyan na-miss na laro. And si Reynel Hugnatan din naman, alam mo, coming in and out of the lineup, pero alam mo nandyan veterano niyan, been there, done that para dito sa San Juan.
I think yung start ng San Juan was pretty much parang a feel-out start para sa kanila. But right now, these guys are doing well, and along with the other players. These 3 players are really just a variety of ways that you can score. Matter of fact, 31 of their 68 points have really come from these guys. Really good shooting. All of them shooting above 55%, 66% field goal for AC. Samantalang 61% naman para dito kay Nico. And you know, it's 3-point shots, dribble penetrations, and inside the paint scoring for AC, Nico, and Reynel respectively.
And let's see how San Juan will battle it out against an embattled Manila Batang Quiapo squad led by their new leading scorer dahil sa departure ni John Fa. Bumalik naman dito sa MPBL, ito si Alfred Cedillo, had 18 points in that win against Pasig. But back-to-back losses, including this one against Basilan, though he still had 29 in this one.
Hindi madaling i-fail yung shoes na yung spot na iniwan ni John Fa. But so far, Alfred Cedillo has really put up outstanding numbers for Manila since joining the Batang Quiapo. In the last game, against Basilan, 25 points, 24 of them in the second half. He shot 45% from the field and an impressive 6 of 15 3-point makes for a 40% clip. And yung 3 rebounds niya, iba't ibang paraan kung saan nakatulong itong si Alfred Cedillo, pero hindi pwedeng solo lang. Kailangan mga ibang guys like Achi Inigo and Decoy Lopez to also help out.
Let's see if Manila can pull off the upset against San Juan in this North Division showdown. Ngayon, punta na natin si Richard Campos para sa starting lineup.
Versus your Manila Batang Quiapo. Live on Solar Sports. The 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's carry on first the starting 5 for the MPBL Season 2 champions. San Juan Knights go for gold. Forward number 18, Nico Panganiban. Also at forward number 15, Arvin Gamboa. At guard number 13, Royce Alforque. Shooting guard number 7, Ron Dennison. And at center number 2, Mike Calisaan. The head coach is Alex Angeles. Assistant coaches, Jonathan Banal, RB Mangahas, James Songpin, Nat Gregorio, Paulo Gorospe, Jigs Guadamur, and PJ Maningan. Team consultants are the original Tapal King, Philip Cesar, and Jun Dinglasan. Team manager, Jun Usman. The team owner is Senator Jinggoy Estrada. And now, for your Manila Batang Quiapo. At forward number 00, Ira Batalier. Guard number 3, the Hawkeye, Achi Inigo. Playing center number 23, Decoy Lopez. Guard number 1, Kenneth Pagkalinawan. And at forward number 77, your very own from San Andres, Malate, Red Eusebio. Their head coaches, Max Dayandante. Assistant coaches, Clint Guzarin, RJ Jonero, Miller Guillen. Coaching consultant, Bang Tumapa. The team manager, Ivan Villaflor. Team governor, Ado Salazar.
Starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. San Juan with Royce Alforque, Ron Dennison, Mike Calisaan, Arvin Gamboa, and Nico Panganiban. Magsisimula naman para sa home team Manila, Achi Inigo, Ken Pagkalinawan, Decoy Lopez, Ira Batalier, and Red Eusebio. Let's see here how Manila will respond after losing out their last 2 games by a wide margin. Our referees for this ball game, by the way, Jay Castroverde, John Lester Arcega, Halirik Damicog, and fourth man is Ray Gabriel. Tres agad ang pinakawalan ni Nico Panganiban to open things up for the San Juan Knights.
Not surprising there. Isa sa mga pinanggagalingan ng puntos nitong San Juan, but swinging on the side of Manila. Ang mahalaga dito sa Manila, kailangan nila talagang umiscore. For the most part, when they win, they roughly score about 93 points average. But when they lose, they score only 79 points. And so nakikita mo yung 14-point difference na yun as could be a key indicator of whether they win or they lose games. But you gotta play defense though.
Pinakamalaking problema talaga na Depensa.
Oo.
Sila yung tanging kupunan that gives up more than 100 points. In fact, to be exact, 107 points per contest.
Dead last in that department. I mean, every time you have a team that gives up 100 points, matter of fact, kung maabot ka na sa puntong questionin mong may depensa pa ba, di ba? Because it almost looks like you're really just, exchanging opportunities on the offensive end.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
That time around, really strong drive by Eusebio.
Ganda nung pase.
Oh, ang ganda nung pasa ng backdoor. Well, ang ganda rin ng pagkaka-set up nung step up, then the backdoor by Eusebio. And Eusebio, we covered him in that game against Binyan, no? Isa to sa mga hard-nosed players talaga ng Manila.
Uy, si Panganiban 8 early points para dito sa San Juan Knights.
Mukhang maganda gising
Oo. 3 out of 3 shooting from the field.
Yeah, and why not? Itong si Panganiban is roughly, oh wow, he's just a 17% three-point shooter. So he's shooting pretty good tonight.
2-3 agad. Pagkalinawan, gustong bawiin, left it short. Kalisaan tracks it down. Denison tried to locate Arvin Gamboa down low. Turnover against the Knights.
Ang linis ng tingin doon ni Ron Denison kay Arvin Gamboa sa ilalim eh. Hindi lang nakita yung pasa.
Under 8 minutes left here in the first period. Pagkalinawan, bouncing it to Red Eusebio. 6 seconds on their shot clock. Eusebio gives it up to Decoy Lopez. A second remaining, clearly not aware of the shot clock. He will not get it off in time. Shot clock violation called against Manila.
And that so far has been the problem para dito sa Manila. You know, execution, offensive end. Matter of fact, if you look at yung previous performance nila last year, they were a better defending team. Last year, of course, you had Greg Slaughter and all the other stars in that Manila SV team. Where they only allowed 76 points per game, and that's a far cry from the 107 that you mentioned earlier, Ken.
Hirap kasi ngayon sa Manila, yung dalawang top scorers nila, wala na sa kanila eh. John Fa, Richard Albo.
Correct. Tsaka kita mo rin talaga bumaba even the rebounds considerably. They're losing almost 7 rebounds a game from last season.
Achi, forward pass, pagkalinawan, fake. Tried to dump it off. Luckily, Batalier was there to retrieve it. Decoy Lopez. Entry pass, Batalier. Laban kay Kalisaan. Spins away and fades it in. Puts it in, rather. Ito si Ira Batalier.
Ira Batalier came in from Bacolod, tama ba? Yeah, he came in from Bacolod. This is his 4th game. Para dito sa Manila, so far has averaged 11 minutes, but only 2 points so far in the 3 games that he's played.
Quick timeout by Coach Maxi De Andante. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, Mike Kalisaan always ready to receive the ball in the paint, and he almost scores without even putting the ball on the floor.
Saan Juan with a 6-point lead, 12-6.
You are still watching the MPBL. The most important reminder of Alex Angeles in this ball game is the standard shouldn't change. Whether sino man daw ang kaharap ng kanilang team, whether you are part of the first unit, second unit, or third unit, dapat same ang intensity. But the best thing about this team actually is halos hindi niya raw nararamdaman na bumababa ang level of play ng kanilang kupunan. Well, the thing about that is established ang winning culture. That's why everybody is hungry to play. Another huge plus is the fact that for the past games, 30 plus palagi ang number of assists, which means whenever inside the court, mas nangingibabaw yung salitang us kesa sa I. Something that the coaches are so glad that the Knights picked up so quickly, and is a luxury for a coach na yung itinuturo mo mabilis ma-absorb ng team. Ken and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. And to your point, you mentioned the assists. Yung first 6 games nitong San Juan, they only averaged 19.8 assists. Although they were still undefeated during that span, Coach Mike. Pero puro dikitan yung laro nila eh. You remember, we covered their very first game, kalaban nila Cebu. Nanalo lang sila doon, 2 points.
Right.
Sinundan ng Mindoro, 5 points ang panalo. Then Mansilan, Bataan, Batangas, and Rizal. Ever since that stretch, sobrang laki na naging uptick sa assists, and up until this point, kaya nga nang binanggit sa report ni Andrea, umaabot na sila 30 assists many times already this season.
At saka true enough to what Andrea reported, there is no I in this team. Everybody's looking at us, the togetherness. You pretty much feel nobody commands for the ball, or everybody's bought into the system of Coach Alex. And again, teams like this, you gotta give credit to the coaching staff, and just being able to convince the players and the guys, the stars, the role players that, hey guys, this is our goal for this season. This is how we're gonna play, and you guys gotta be in this and stick with this system. We do understand we have enough talent already in this team, but we gotta execute.
16-10, San Juan with a 6-point lead. Now, if we're talking about San Juan again, marami pa sila mga mabibigat na mga kalaban. Ha? They have yet to face Abra, Pampanga, Ilagan, Isabela will be on the radar next week
Yes.
in Zamboanga. Maging ang Quezon at Zamboanga, hindi pa rin nila nakakatunggali this season.
And so, if you talk about Manila naman, their wins have been pretty close. Almost under 4 points yung spread. Pero pag natalo sila, 30 points ang spread. Laki.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
And nothing more, shows you a glimpse of that us mentality para dito sa San Juan, because I like to think that Ron Dennison already had that lane for a finish, but instead he feeds it off to a teammate for that layup shot. And mas maganda pag gano'n ang culture ng team mo.
Probably San Juan has one of the strongest remaining schedules. So after this one, they still have 10 more games. At least half yung mga nasa itaas ng North and South. I think on August, they will have Zamboanga, Quezon, and Binyan.
Yeah, they haven't gone up against Abra yet. They haven't gone up against Pampanga. The teams, at least in contention, that they've gone up against me are Mindoro, Basilan, Batangas rather, Rizal, Caloocan, Pasay, where they won by 1 point, then followed by that Nueva Ecija game, and then Pangasinan. Pretty much everyone else has been below 500 or not in the running for the top 4.
8-point lead for the Knights. Manila. Inigo to Batalier. Irvin Ancheta also in for the Manila Batang Quiapo. Well challenged shot. Makes it anyway over Nico Panganiban. And a bonus free throw coming up. Panganiban called for that foul.
I see this drive right here. Going to that footwork. Barely even touched him.
Gusto mo naman sa mix ng players nitong Manila. Iba't ibang schools na sabihin natin less heralded yung mga pinanggalingan, as we would like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Meron ka mga from Philippine Criminology, from TIP, RTU. And syempre, meron din mga prominent like Achi Inigo, played for FEU. Decoy Lopez for JRU. Ito naman, galing Arellano, sa San Juan nga lang. Ito si Pringil Viloria, who buries that jumper. And may foul din na tinawag laban naman sa Manila.
In my opinion, one of the really good pickups for San Juan this season is Pringil Viloria. I know a couple of other teams that have been pretty keen on getting Pringil Viloria, especially having played alongside sila Alwin Alday for quite a while. And he's just been a solid rotation guy for them. And pretty much yung combination nila nito ni Alwin Alday, 1-2 punch ng mga teams na napupuntahan nila.
Oo. Walang duda dyan. 23-15, 8-point lead. Irvin Ancheta to Batalier, guarded by Kalisaan. Culyar is now in for San Juan.
This one's an interesting pickup then for San Juan. When comes in through the window, the primary thing that you get out of JC, outside of one of being the heady players at the point guard position, is his defense. I mean, you will have games later in the playoffs where you will need guards who can actually defend against point guard scorers and even very good wing guys.
Pero very unique yung situation ni JC Culyar. Kasi di ba, nagsimula siya this season with Nueva Ecija.
That's
And
right.
then he got he got an addition and eventually, actually pinick up talaga siya ng Phoenix in
Yes.
the PBA.
Yes.
Played there for one conference. And then when they got eliminated in that conference, sa San Juan naman siya napunta. So, you know, it's a very intriguing proposition as si AC Soberano. Last time he was here, he torched the nets of the San Andres Sports Complex, now knocking down another triple to push the lead up to 11, 26-15.
And there are players who actually love playing here because they feel maganda yung bounce ng bola sa mga 3-point attempts dito sa San Andres. So you're not surprised that them taking threes, another one on its way for AC.
That time a miss. Alexis Heman onto the front court. Gets it to Tecoy Lopez. Cedillo now in, off the bench. Guarded by Tahonera. And Tahonera was unable to slide and thus committing a foul.
Despite that defense of Tahonera and even one could say the foot speed of Cedillo, hindi pa rin naging madali kay Cedillo para malampasan yung depensa ni Tahonera because he just kept staying side by side with Alfred. When he got into that contact, so he got fouled.
Pasok, unang free throw ni Alfred Cedillo. Itong free throw na ito, hatid sa atin na Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Ito si Alfred, sigurado ako bedista yan. Kasi yung anak ko nga si Justin, naging kasama niya sa San Beda noon. And even yung pamangkin ko si Jao Arcenas. Very close to Alfred.
Tahonera, malakas yung pasa. Marquez also on the floor for the Knights. 67 seconds remaining. Max Samonte pulls the trigger, way short. Ball will go back to San Juan.
In a way, both teams shooting very good. 71% and 63% respectively for San Juan and Manila.
Cuellar will bring the ball down for the Knights. Problema naman kasi talaga dito sa Manila, hindi naman yung opensa eh. Depensa talaga
Yeah. Depensa talaga. Oh, wow.
Reverse layup ni Viloria will not work. Joe Gomez de Leaño.
Yep.
Really struggled, if you remember, nung nasa Batangas City tayo, he was only 3 out of 19 in that match against Binyan.
And he had good looks,
Oo.
Si Coach Max right there of Manila.
Tapos yung shooting din niya against, actually last game niya, 0 out of 7 against Basilan.
Yeah.
So we combined 3 out of 26 in his last 2 games. Ito si Joe Gomez de Leaño.
Yeah, that one is tough.
Soberano swoops in, got and a foul whistled against Manila. 15.3 seconds left. But going back to AC, he had his best output here at the San Andres Sports Complex. Last May 26 against Val City Magic, 18 points with 6 3-pointers. Muntik na namin ibigay kay Joseph Obalde yung best player of the game nun kasi ganda rin nung laro niya. But si AC, eventually we just gave it out to AC by sheer output from beyond the arc.
At saka to my observation, AC Soberano is a clear basis of the 3-point performance eventually of San Juan. The more that he performs good from 3, you understand, nandyan si Orlando Mamar, pero AC Soberano with Orlando Mamar shooting a lot of threes, just very potent para dito sa San Juan Knights.
Itong ang ano ba to? May foul ba dito? Ay, yun! Sa pool.
Was that Alexis?
Oo, si
yeah.
Heman.
That was Alexis.
We'll probably get another look at that.
That's gotta be unspoke.
So, let's see. Hintayin natin yung announcement ni Richard tapos dito.
Offensive foul, number 45, Alexis Heman, his first. Warning on San Juan Heights.
Okay.
Ay, hindi yata tinamaan.
Bunggo muna. Si Nico eh.
O, yun lang. Ito pa.
O yun.
Ooh!
Si Nico eh.
Hindi, pero parang yung interpretation is sinel ni JC eh.
Oh yeah, could be. A good thing he didn't got an unspot because that was clearly on the head.
Oo. Saka excessive hard contact yan kung nagkataon.
Yes, that's right.
Penalty na ang Manila. Si Red Eusebio, remember against Binyan, got ejected.
Mm-hmm.
Nagkaka-skisan sila nun ni
Ronnie Alonte. And there was another guy. Was it Warren Bonifacio? First one was Warren, right?
Si Warren.
Oo, yung agawa nila sa rebound sa baba.
Oo, tama.
Oh, and then Ronnie Alonte. So he got tossed.
He got suspended in their next game. Hindi siya naglaro dun sa last matchup nila. Then returning here for Manila. Time winding down, just 4.1 seconds remaining. Heman, the pass, Samonte. Eusebio to beat the buzzer, way off the mark. And that's gonna do it here in the first 10 minutes of game action. And the Knights in cruise control right now, Coach Mike.
Yeah, pretty much. But the thing is, both teams are actually shooting very well from the field. 62% para dito sa San Juan, 58% para sa Manila. Rebounds are pretty much close. Even on the turnovers, while there is a +3 in terms of turnovers for Manila, to which San Juan actually got 9 points off of it, and wala namang na-convert na points of turnover para dito sa Manila, and that is why they are right now trailing 28-17.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. This is the very last game nitong San Juan kalaban ng Quezon City. And they were able to, for the most part, hold down itong fast-paced na atake nitong Quezon City, Coach Mike.
Oh, and the thing is, during that game, talagang na-control nila yung rebounds. And whenever you control the rebound, you pretty much control scoring in the paint, wherein they were a +22 in that department. And even when you look at the bench points, there's a +29 advantage, 65 versus 36. Just too much points coming from the bench guys in Soberano, Dexter Maiquez, Nico Panganiban, and even Reina Lognatan. And those guys have actually led scoring in that game para sa San Juan.
To your point, both teams shooting above 50% from the field. But Manila with more turnovers. AC Soberano with 7 points now. Heman with a floater.
Yeah, Alexis Seaman is one of those, I feel, really good players that joined Manila mid-season. In other leagues, we have covered him, and he's pretty strong, and matapang din tong batang to eh. And proof ko yung kanina, yung action niya with JC Colliar.
Heman will settle things down for Manila, trailing by 11.
Boy, the ball's been sticking for Manila. Not enough movement.
Steven Torralba fires, doesn't get the bounce. Maiquez, JC Colliar, Jeff Taonera, Cranial Viloria, and AC Soberano. Maiquez can't finish. Taonera tracks it down, whips a pass to Colliar. Quickly to Viloria. Jab step against Torralba. Maiquez
Nice
thought
fake.
about it. Inside he goes, but he apparently dragged his pivot foot.
Interesting.
Last break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
JC with the steal, and that dish over to AC. Ganun kabigat yung mga gwardiya nitong San Juan eh. Hindi mo pa nababanggit yung Orlan Wama, Diba?
Tagal nang wala nun, ha?
Lalim eh.
The star player of the RTU Blue Thunders, Stephen Torralba, with a three-pointer.
I'm gonna need more of those kinds of production. Pero, again, depensa talaga ang kailangan mo.
Puljar probing, now pulls it back out.
He's gonna take this.
Puljar, no good on a three. Marquez the rebound. I thought D-Man did a good job
Yes.
standing his ground until that last second.
Yes. He stood his ground until nagkatamaan doon. Pero ano to si Alexis Seaman, undersized na rebounder pero a good rebounding guard.
Oo. Ano yan eh, type of guy that could really pile up the stat sheet. Not really masasabi mong lethal scorer, pero yung rebounds, assists, even steals, kaya niyang punan eh.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna put Alexis Heman in a really good team with, you know, systems in place, I think he would fit. The only knock to his game really is his three-point shots, to which hindi ganun kataas or, you know, not even up there when he takes them. Matter of fact, in the previous games that he's played, he's attempted only twice. This is his 5th game, and he's only attempted twice from there, primarily because that's not part of his, you know, arsenal. That's not in his bag.
3 minutes gone by here in the second period. Puljar tries another three off the mark. Ball will stay with the Knights. And you're right. To see Alexis Heman, there's a certain build to your team that he could really fit in well.
Yes.
Not sure if this is the team that na pwede sa Manila. Although he's been still piling up the numbers.
Pero kung ako naman si Alexis Heman, I'll pick the brains of Achi Inigo. You know, there's so much knowledge that you can pick up from even kay Joe, no? From the guard position. There's so much knowledge in there that he can actually learn from. And I got to talk to Achi in one of the previous games. And I told him, you got a good guy here in Alexis Heman. Sabi niya, oo nga. But I'm telling him, you know, if you have an open shot from the outside, you got to go and take it. And that to me is that missing piece on the game of Alexis Heman. You see that multiple dribbles, could have gotten a shot, but he didn't. Still waited for someone else to free up.
Samonte with the free. First field goal para dito sa former Makati player. Si Max Samonte. 33-25. Marquez carving out space. Joe Gomez de Leano really having trouble dealing with Marquez inside the paint. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. He already had that, you know, space that's available for him to take. He's a lefty. He was on the left elbow. Could have risen up for that shot. But again, that's part of his game that he really has to work on. Speaking of Alexis Heman.
First free throw knocked down by Dexter Marquez. Leading scorer ngayon ng San Juan. Both free throws. Si Aldrich Ramos, di pala naka-uniform today.
Oo nga. Well, that's one other guy on the big spot para sa San Juan. Imagine Aldrich, Kalisaan, Marquez on the floor at the same time. Ang bigat din, di ba? Kasi even si Marquez can move over to the wing spot. 4 and 5, magpapalitan na lang si Aldrich doon at saka si Kalisaan.
Meron ka bang paparehin ni Lugnatan?
Oo. You know, Ubalde and you know, quality minutes from Tajonera and Ubalde, those guys can actually do their thing. Lalo na kung medyo chippy yung laban sa loob ng floor, maasahan mo yung dalawang yan.
At syempre, huwag mo din kalimutan, Arvin Gamboa.
Oh yes. Although I see Arvin more of as
3-4 siya,
3-4, yeah, not really on the 5 spot. And so pretty much perimeter kaya niyang aksyonan eh. See the turnovers right there, 6 and 5. One more for Manila over San Juan.
Cedillo,
Ganda.
backdoor. Joe Gomez de Leano still can't score, but he got fouled. Free throws coming up for Joe GDL.
And the only reason that he tried to take it on the other end is because dalawang bigs yun nandun, Ubalde and Tajonera. So you want to avoid that, and so he went the other side. Medyo kinapos lang. Didn't have enough lift on that attempt on the weak side, on the other side of the rim.
Itong free throw na ito ay hatid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Just past the halfway point of the second period.
Oh, and I just want to say, Ken, I want to greet happy birthday to my granddaughter, si Ada, Justin and Camille's only beautiful daughter. Super kulit na bata, celebrating her birthday tomorrow, July 18. So we're gonna be headed out tomorrow, celebrate a little bit.
Happy birthday. Si Joseph Ubalde ay tutungo sa free throw line after getting fouled on that play.
Pinakitaan tayo ng footwork ni Joseph Ubalde.
Feet work.
Yeah.
The longest tenured
Oo naman.
San Juan Knight apart from Orlan Wamar. Ito si
Oo.
Joseph Ubalde.
Even in the other leagues, no?
Special D for 1xBet. Scan of your code and claim your special offer. Boss Dennis Abella is in the house.
Of course, with the legendary Philip Cesar. Oh my God, bata pa ako, pinanonood ko. Ibang klase yan.
The original Tapal King.
Oo naman.
Iikot si Cedillo. Good-looking one-hander right there for Alfred.
Galing talaga ng mga game moves ni Alfred Cedillo. Right there on the middle lane on the floor. He pretty much has mastered, you know, moving around and, you know, hoisting up shots. Good curl under there by Kalisan.
Pinaitaan tayo ng vision ng Joseph Ubalde.
Oo nga.
Under 4 minutes left. San Juan holding on to the 7-point lead. Himan, siya rin ang iikot. Bola palabas, papunta kay Joe Gomez de Leano. Lost it. Galinato off to the races. Putting some speed on. Galinato lays it up and in. A goaltend.
And that's another scorer right there for San Juan. Galinato.
Oo.
See this drive right here by Galinato. Took off. Then late contest. Interference right there by Joe.
40-31. Cedillo creating some space. Dumps it down low to Ambrosio. Kakapasok lang for Manila. Himan relocates. Lopez. 6 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Achi Inigo for free. Ball goes out. Villapando with a rebound. Whips a pass to Galinato. Jacks up a free. It's good.
There you go. I rest my case. 43% three-point shooter in Galinato. When the games in the playoffs would require three-point shooters, you have solid three-point shooters in San Juan. Galinato, Aldris Ramos is 66% from there. Sabandal is 40%. Soberano is 47%. Wamar is 36%. A multitude of guys that can help you out from three.
Check out our fast break of the game. Atid sa atin yan ng Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig free installation for split-type air conditioners.
Isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit mahirap depensahan si Kalisaan dahil he's pretty much a catch-and-shoot player for San Juan.
Timeout Manila. They're down by 14. 45-31.
Pac is back. 8-division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios. Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fierro.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
Pac is back this July 20. Manny Pacquiao steps back into the ring to challenge Mario El Azteca Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship. You could watch the fight live via Blast TV pay-per-view this coming July 20, Sunday at 8 a.m. Just download the Blast TV app, available on Google Play and the App Store. By the way, advance happy birthday to Chloe Ann Charisma from Papa Gerald. Yan. At nalalapit na po yung laban ni Senator Manny. I think maganda, we have some time, Coach Mike, right? I think maganda i-refresh yung ating mga viewers, especially mga kabataan. How great was a Senator Manny Pacquiao?
Oh.
Because he started out boxing as Joam Sabandal scores from beyond the arc. 12 years old, nagsimula siya mag-boxing. Amateur. As in, nakikipaglaban siya. Pag nanalo daw, parang around 50 pesos sa mga panalo. Ay, around 100, sorry. Pag talo, 50 pesos. Ganun. Tapos, meron pa yung kwento na dahil merong certain kind of weight na kailangan niyang ma-achieve. Dahil sobrang payat niya, naglalagay siya ng mga batok sa mga bulsa niya.
Yeah.
Para lang makalaban siya. That's a true story.
Yeah.
As I see here, a foul whistled on Manila. And then finally, he made his pro debut at the age of 15 years old. Meanwhile, check out this assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
And Alfred really finishing off that good pass right there. Oh, good. You were saying about Boss Manny and his stories.
Oh, 15 years old. Made his pro debut. And in 1999, he won his very first title. But before he even won that WBC Flyweight Championship, he lost 2 times. He wasn't a perfect fighter. He lost, I think, in his 11th fight against a relatively unknown Filipino fighter as well. And then, nung nanalo siya nung title, actually, sorry, he lost 1 time before he got the title. And then, he defended it twice, then lost the 3rd time na dinefend niya yung title niya by a 3rd round knockout in Thailand. This was a time na dahil bata pa siya, nag-round out na yung body niya, hindi niya kaya 112 limit eh. So, he came in overweight, was really drained. He wasn't able to make the weight, pero sobrang drained na niya. Natalo siya, 3rd round knockout. He got hit by a body shot. And then, yung breakthrough niya talaga was in the US back in 2001. He was a late replacement for an opponent for the IBF Super Bantamweight Championship. On 10 days notice, he was an underdog. I think he was a 60-1 underdog against Lenolo Ledwaba during that fight in 2001. Surprised everyone, knocked him out in the 6th round. Won his 2nd world title and then dominated the super bantamweight division. Pero yung breakthrough niya talaga was in 2003. He went up in weight, 126 pounds. He fought against Marco Antonio Barrera. And that time, Marco Antonio Barrera was one of the pound for pound at the top in boxing. And Manny Pacquiao just dominated and obliterated him. So much so that Marco Antonio Barrera had to quit in the 11th round. Meanwhile, si Joseph Ubalde ay natawagan ng offensive foul dito para sa San Juan.
Well, the story of course, Sen Manny, always very inspiring. As you see that foul right there called on the Ubalde, definitely that left arm tried to create that separation with that defense of Decoy Lopez. But as for me personally, I just love that part of Sen Manny when, you know, apart from being a boxer, being a Christian. That really stands out to a lot of us. And apart from being an inspiration to this whole nation, he's just been something else when it comes to his faith. And he's never, you know, shied away from telling that story. And as a matter of fact, I loved his speech in one of the videos when he said became naked into this world. We brought nothing into this world. We're going out naked and alone. And just a reality coming from a guy who's almost got everything in life.
Yeah. Cedillo banks in the free. Just to end the second quarter, medyo lumayo-layo na itong San Juan dito. It was 36-31, but San Juan was able to outscore Manila in the closing stages of this period. And as a result, they lead at a half. And a huge reason why for this onslaught of San Juan has been this guy, Mike Alisal.
And like what we've always said, if you're not gonna put up a really good defensive stopper to the guy that's passing that ball to Mike Alisal or on Mike Alisal when he catches it, for the most part, he's gonna score on.
Halftime score natin, 53-37. San Juan in front by 16 points over Manila.
Is back. 8-division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios. Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fierro.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
Boss Manny, good luck sa laban mo sa July 20. Ingat palagi at sana makuha mo yung panalo. God bless.
Hi po, supportahan po natin si Boss Manny itong July 20 versus Barrios. And good luck po, Boss Manny. Nakasuporta po ang buong San Juan at ang buong MPBL sa inyo. Laban, Pacman.
Boss Manny, good luck. Galingan mo. Tirahin mo agad. 3 round lang. Good luck sa'yo.
Good luck, Boss Manny. Laban, Pacman.
Good luck, Boss Manny. Sana malano ka sa iyong laban. Good luck po. Laban!
Good luck, Senator Manny. Panalo mo ang laban. Laban, Pacman! Good luck, Boss Manny, sa inyong laban. Kaya natin to. Laban, Pilipinas.
Boss Manny, galingan mo. Alam kong kayang-kaya mo to. Good luck sa laban mo.
Good luck, Boss Manny, sa iyong laban. Uwi mo panalo na to. Laban.
Boss Manny, good luck sa laban mo. Kayang-kaya mo yan. Laban, Pacman.
Boss Manny, laban. Good luck.
Boss Manny, galingan mo. Kahit anong mangyari, ikaw ang panalo sa puso ko.
Wala sa technical crew ng MPBL.
Good luck, Boss Manny!
Of course, Boss Manny, good luck. Alam natin na kaya-kaya mo yan. Huwag ka mag-alala, lahat ng buong Pilipinas nakasuporta sa'yo. So, good luck ulit.
I wanna wish you good luck. We're all rooting for you. Our country is rooting for you and excited to watch your match. Good luck, Boss Manny.
Laban, Pacman.
Laban, Pacman.
Laban, Pacman.
Laban, Pacman. Laban, Pacman.
Laban, Pacman. Laban, Pacman. Let's go.
Animang labang ng Pasig City, 38-32. Naagaw ni J. Mark Malyari ang bola. Coy Alves, he will dunk this one with 2 hands. But he will be called with a technical foul.
He was claiming somebody was underneath. Didn't look like that, at least from how we saw it. See in slow-mo. Nobody was near him. Minsan kasi ganun eh. May excite ka, magse-celebrate ka eh. Diba?
That's what they wanted inside. Naagaw ni Ino Comboy. Andrews, look out! Sean Andrews, 2 hands for safety. 8-7 right now. Indoro cutting the lead to 1 after that Andrews takedown.
Ashton Andrews is cleared for takeoff. A 2-handed jam right there.
Aside from the rim protection, his mere presence just intimidates everyone.
Oh! The big man connecting. Welcome to the MPBL, Jeochu. He is going to have fun here. Up high and down hard. Jeo Chu.
Yeah, Jeo Chu with an impressive debut so far. 8 points on a perfect 3.
Pampanga naman, 2 out of 10 from there.
John Fa, the cross. Lays it up and in. Putting on the moves. Razzle dazzle John Fa.
What a move by John Fa. A couple of really impressive finishes by John Fa. The young guy is showing up. Blasting off that defense by Daryl Manliguez for that baseline finish and a really good finger roll.
Iwan na iwan eh.
Dalawa yun.
Oo.
Daryl Manliguez, Ribugsan. Good finish.
Unable to complete the three-point play. Yambing with the steal, hangs in the air and puts it in. Plus the foul. Ang ganda ng agaw. Ang ganda ng hang time. Ang ganda ng finish.
With 11 points, just played almost 21 minutes. Jimenez has found his groove. Another setup job. Papunta dito kay Junji Alyare.
You see that drive right there. Mark Montuano had to commit against Kit Jimenez only because that's Kit. But that weak side.
Just that pass. Kayong Tong trying to guard him. Consubre the switch. Ildefonso, what a move! Again, now you see me. Now you don't.
Beautiful play galing kay David Defonso. Nice footwork. The strength and the composure to finish that move. They can't seem to shake off this Parañaque team.
Yeah, that's right.
LJ finds Simon Sandagon! Oh my! Simon Sandagon, that was unreal! 50 to 44 and Slam Dagon at it again.
That was the Excalibur slam down.
Going up high and going down hard.
They're gonna turn to Angeles for the basket.
Yutok back to Timaho. 8 seconds remaining. Yutok for free. It's good! Not sure if that was the design play, but boy, Jay Yutok nailing a big three-pointer.
Well, it sure didn't look like that was the design. They actually were talking about Angeles taking the last shot, but quick thinking for Deo Timaho as well as Yutok to be able to feed that ball over to that corner 3 and knock it
will
down.
trigger it in. Escobedo catches. Draws closer, floats it up, gets it in! At the buzzer! They will review this one, but boy, it looked good, Coach Mike.
And that was really not enough challenge against that middle drive.
And that shot will count. Raymart Escobedo just in the nick of time for Davao Occidental.
Yeah, he got that ball from up top. Went on that dribble, penetrate down the middle of the floor. See this. Little pin down. And hope to exchange Agovida with him down the block. They didn't get to Agovida.
And he got bumped off by Deo Timaho, but just had enough strength to put up that shot. And Raymart Escobedo comes to the rescue for the Davao Occidental Tigers. Yan po ang ating halftime score, 53-37. Lamang pong San Juan kontra Manila ng 16 na puntos. Coach Mike, 99% almost. Ito actually, ito muna yung ating winner ng ating Suzuki motorcycle. Walang iba kundi si Brian Yuichi G. Esperanzate, winner of the Suzuki motorcycle. And balik tayo sa laro, Coach Mike, no? 98.8% of the time San Juan was in the lead. Di sila naghabol dito. Although Manila dumikit, it was 36-31 at one point, but San Juan finishing things off with a 17-6 run.
Oo, and yung getting outscored itong Manila in the second quarter, 25 versus 20 after an 11-point deficit in the first quarter. And maganda yung shooting, no? Parehong team, ano? Pero plus 10 lang ang attempts para dito sa San Juan. They got more rebounds. They controlled the rebound, controlled the assist. You got out in the open for fast breaks. And you talk about 12-0 fast break points. Really just tells you that there's very little defense being put up by Manila against that run by San Juan.
12 points na. Yung Mike Kalisaan, Nico Panganiban, lahat. Actually, siya yung nakaunang 8 puntos eh. Lahat yan galing sa kanya para dito sa San Juan.
That's
si
right.
Soberano, 7. Dexter Baquez with 5. Sa panig naman ng Manila, si Cedillo na naman yung nanguna with 11. Red Eusebio had 6. 3 each from Max Samonte and Stephen Torralba. And missing there is Achi Inigo.
Yes, and Decoy Lopez.
Oo,
You know,
silang
those
dalawa.
two.
By the way, belated happy birthdays to the Pacificar twins, Edward and Edmund Pacificar, and happy 24th wedding anniversary, Coach and Miss Mimi. Si Coach Jerry Andalion and Miss Mimi.
Yes.
Coach Jerry, shoutout sa iyo ha.
Oh, shout out Coach Jerry, Abra looking good. Number 1 right now.
Huwag natin kalimutan, Coach Jerry was also part of San Juan for a time.
That's right. And that greeting, as you see this 3 right here by Ron Denison, also goes out to our best friend in the Pacificar twins. Lalo na kay Edward Pacificar, who's always been with us, me and Doris and the kids. Happy birthday, bro.
Kalisaan, dinagdagan pa yung kanyang puntos. May Kalisaan up to 14.
Nice. Hasn't missed yet from the floor, right?
Oo.
7 of 7.
Bola na agaw, Alforque. Kalisaan ulit. Nabati natin, mintis na.
Yan ang mabigat, no? Hinabati mo.
Panganiban, pupukol sa 3. Too strong. John Baltasar, ngayon lang pinasok ha.
Oh, yeah. That's another scorer as well para dito sa Manila.
Kasama niya si Alfred Cedillo at Inigo, Kenneth Pagkalinawan, and Alexis Himan.
At saka mahirap sa Manila when they lose games, they really lose big. Averaging 30 points losing margin and winning only by almost 4 points. See another fast break run here. And
salo eh.
Oh yeah, wala pa rin talagang sagot dun sa fast break run itong San Juan Knights. And it's difficult because pag tumira ang Manila, almost everybody crashes to the rebound, pero for the most part nako-control pa rin ng San Juan yan. Kaya simple throw out or leak out by one of the Knights, sends them off to a fast break run.
13 puntos galing kay Alfred Cedillo. Poposte si Denison laban kay Kenneth Pagkalinawan. Foul whistle on the youngster. Second foul on Kenneth Pagkalinawan. Baseline inbound para dito sa San Juan na may 18 puntos na lamang. Sa loob, Kalisaan got foul. 2 free throws coming up.
No, box out. Couldn't stop even Kalisaan on that second chance attempt.
May Kalisaan played for San Sebastian College, Recoletos. Mintis yung kanyang unang free throw. Itong free throw na ito ay atid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Second free throw good for Mike. Decoy Lopez comes in. Si Decoy, saka si nag-abot sila ni Byron, no? Byron Villarias playing for JRU. And I think he was also part, if I'm not mistaken, di yata siya. Si Sena yun eh. Sila Sena, John Wilson.
Si James, Sir James.
James Sena. As ito, rebound galing kay Roy Salforque. Arvin Gamboa inside, multiple pump fakes, Kalisaan. Nagawa ng paraan.
Talagang nagawa ng paraan. Halos wala nang pupuntahan yun.
Oo. 3 minuto nakalipas dito sa ating third quarter. Alexis Himan, pasa sa labas to Jan Baltasar. Cedillo. Against Arvin Gamboa, the crossover. Cedillo, the flip shot is good.
May iling-iling pa si Alfred Cedillo after nung basket na yun, ano? It's just too easy for him once he gets inside that paint. Anything below the free throw line, inside that middle lane, pretty much is Alfred Cedillo land.
Reminds me a bit of Louis Vigil, no? Na naging magkakampi sila. Baka doon siya natuto eh. Sa mga galaw niya dito eh.
Could be.
He was also already a capable scorer back then. Ito yung pasa, no? Gamboa. Uy, isa, dalawa, tatlo. Sumabay pa kayo.
Samantala, bawi naman dito sa kabila. Between the legs. Yung surprise floater right there against the defense of Arvin. Kaya umiiling-iling pa eh, no?
Oo. 4K, pasok yung unang free throw.
Relatively, this is just a 20-point deficit for Manila. And they still, you know, got a chance to trim this down a little bit further with some good stops and good scoring.
Oo, kasi at this point, nung sa Basilan, talagang nilayuan na sila eh.
Malayo na.
They swing the ball around. Decoy Lopez. Lopez inside, doesn't get the roll. Manila is actually playing 2 games in a matter of 4 days. Kasi naglaro sila Lunes sa Bataan.
Oh yeah.
Di ba?
That's right.
Kalaban nila yung Basilan. Decoy to Alexis Himan. Pinabantayan ni Roy Salforque. Himan spins, crossover, spins again, fadeaway jumper, Alexis Himan. Wala pa din. Baltasar there to clean it up.
Baltasar, sinimplihan lang doon kung anong offensive rebound. Ito, sumisenyas ng zipper play itong si Alforque. So probably we're gonna see that zipper action from Ron Denison. Flare by Alforque.
Uy,
oh, that's a
foot.
travel. Yeah, same foot.
Very adamant at consistent sila dyan sa tawag na yan.
Oo, totoo naman.
Coach Alex Angeles na had a final stint with Bacoor back in season 5. So yung relationship nila ni Boss Dennis Abella nandyan pa rin.
I used to watch itong si Alex Angeles, Coach Alex, when he was playing for San Beda back then. Mistaken sila yung batch na...
Malakas yun. Pong Escobar, Ogie Menor, Yusuf Aljamal, Sam Ekwe.
A couple of his teammates actually got to coach in one of the recreational leagues back then. Namely James Adencial, Dexter Mikatuan, and those guys together with Aljamal.
Oo. Offensive foul. Drawn by Decoy Lopez.
Pero si Coach Alex nun, very unassuming as a player. You know? Nare-recall ko siya as a point guard that can actually shoot from 3.
Shooter.
Shooter si Coach Alex. Always been a very high IQ basketball player. Not really the strongest and you know, thick build, pero very high IQ.
Ganda nung tandem nila ni Pong Escobar sa backcourt eh.
Oo, totoo yun.
I think si Shaq Taganas, nag-aabot din sila niyan.
I think, yeah.
Di ba?
Oh, I think, yeah. If I recall correctly.
He was part of those championship teams.
It was their batch that went against PCU, no? Tama ba?
Oo.
Kaya sila yun eh. Sila
Gabi Espinas.
Gabi Espinas, oh wow, Jason Castro back then, boy.
Oo. Belga.
That trio
Rob
of Bo.
Sanz.
Yes, Rob Sanz. Isa pa yun. Grabe yun. Oo.
Listian Amparado.
Yeah, that's right. Boy,
Si
you're bringing me back to memory lane.
Monretaga.
I actually watched them live in Araneta. Ibang klase yun.
Kalisaan, ibang klase din ha. Scoop play-up yon galing kay Mike.
May dribble, wala.
Wala
Walang dribble. Ibig sabihin, pag walang dribble at ganun kalapit, counted mo na yan para kay Mike.
3 kalating minuto na lang nalalabi dito sa ating third quarter. Kalisaan straight away for his 19.9 out of 10 shooting from the field. Manila sues for time. They're down here by 22. Back with us here at the San Andres Sports Complex in Manila. The very last game before the fight of Senator Manny Pacquiao. Gixer fan of the game, born for greatness. Ganda ng turnout natin on the Thursday night.
Yes, that's right. Thursday night on this is the final playing day of the week, no?
Oo. And, really glad to see some faces here in our venue. Saan Juan kontra Manila. By the way, Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez kasama nyo with ang nagbabalik na si Miss Andrea Endicio. Doing courtside duties for the second straight game. Meanwhile, Decoy Lopez, one-hander, wala pa din. It's been all San Juan tonight.
Yeah, pretty much. And isama mo na dyan sa mga nanonood yung pamangking ko. Ito very silent, follower ng MPBL. When I talk to him, parang sasabi niya, Tito, ang ganda nung laban ng ganito, ganyan-ganyan. And, ito pamangkin ko na si Jao Arcenas really has followed the MPBL. And I'm just happy that, he uses his time to be able to watch just like now. He is there watching.
AC Soberano with a jumper, 67-43. Alam mo, mabanggit ko na rin lang. Siyempre, yung mga magigiting nating technical crew ay meron pong bagong Facebook page. Paki-follow po.
Paki-follow, grabe. Ang dami ng followers dyan.
I-type nyo kaming mga sports technical crew. May logo po yan ng MPBL. Yan yung kanilang profile photo. Paki-follow po on Facebook.
Matindi yung unang-unang video nila.
Oo. Gusto ko yung acting nila dun eh.
But it's good to see the other side of the guys behind the camera. These guys really make us look good.
Ang tataba ng utak eh. Yun lang masasabi ko sa mga yan eh.
Yung kahit na tunog ng tambutso. Nawa ako ng tao when I watched it. Really just shows you yung creative minds ng ating mga people behind the camera.
Alahoy na tira galing kay Ara Batalier. Goes outside, out of bounds. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feed more game with 1xBet.
Yung napakaganda nga layup ni AC Soberano. Halos untouched in that drive. By the way, everybody keep safe. I heard there's flooding in different parts of the country because of
low pressure area.
Low pressure area. I think there's a storm coming. That's Krising ba?
Yun nga eh.
Oh yeah. So I just had some of my cousins who came back from Masbate. Of course, I'd like to thank my cousins, Tita Joji and Tito Boy, and their kids Russell and Lawrence for hosting us when we stayed in Masbate to grieve the loss of our Tita Lilia. We stayed there for about a couple of days. And of course, condolence to the Bartolai family, Bong and Abby, and just a painful loss for us in the family. Ate Lenny, Kuya Glenn, Bong, Abigail, Manay, and then Don, and to all the siblings and the cousins of the Bartolai clan, we grieve with you, and praying for strength in the family.
Our prayers are with you, Coach Mike, as si JC Culyar nakaagaw pa. And lays it up and in with his left hand. The Filipino-Italian gives San Juan a 26-point lead, 71-45.
Kala ko dadunk ni JC.
Parang
bumuelo
yung buwelo niya parang pandakdakan
bumuelo
All this time, San Juan, they are number 2 in terms of giving up points, 68.6. How many points does Manila have here in the third quarter, Coach Mike?
In the third quarter, there's just 8 points so far.
Di ba?
Oh, yeah.
Grabe. Ibang klaseng depensa pinakita nila dito in this quarter. As they held Manila to only 4 out of 14 shooting from the field in the third. The Knights, again, just having their way. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
And to think that medyo magaan itong quarter na to, the hope is that dikit kanina, pinag-uusapan natin, 20 lang yung difference, pero to score just 8 points in this quarter, pretty much allow this huge deficit. Manila really just trying to catch up, but you gotta score points, you gotta defend.
And 1 quarter to go between San Juan and Manila. The Knights with a 26-point lead heading into the fourth. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Ika-apat na quarter. At ating matutungayan ang fan of the game brought to you by NGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Muli po, maraming salamat sa pagtutok sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez, and at courtside we have Miss Andrea and Bisho. And good-sized crowd here inside the San Andres Sports Complex in Manila.
Yeah, what you love about San Andres Sports Complex is very accessible, ano?
Oo.
Jeep, trike.
Saan historic to Especially during the glory days of Manila. Not only in the MPBL, but even before in the MPA. If you remember yung Manila Metro Stars noon, as we see the quarter scoring 28-17, 25-20, 18-8, all in favor of the Knights. The Alex Compton days, where he teamed up with Romel Aducol,
Oh, yeah.
Gilbert Demape. Lakas yung lineup na yun. Peter Martin,
Right.
sila Don Camaso. They won a championship. Ito yung kanilang home floor. Dito sa San Andres. And then nung season 2, they were a legitimate contender in the MPBL. They just lost to San Juan. Meanwhile, let's get a report from Miss Andrea Andisio.
Dexter Marquez may be an established contributor for the San Juan Knights, but he believes that will never be a free pass to take things easy. In fact, the more reason nga daw para i-condition niya palalo ang sarili niya. Speaking of conditioning, did you know that Dexter actually trimmed down his weight from 106 kilograms last year down to 91 kilograms this year, allowing him to play at a better pace? Sama-sama na yan lahat, diet, workout, discipline, which allowed him to play the way he does right now. Ken and Coach Mike.
Around ano yan, no? Maraming salamat, Andrea. Mga 30-pound drop-off yan. Kasi, di ba, 106, 91 kilos,
Yeah.
times 2.2. Pamat na tayo ngayon.
Grabe, nagbat na tayo ngayon. Chemistry na lang hindi natin pinasok. Nag-history na tayo. Nag-chemistry na tayo. Baka mag-physics pa tayo nito, Ken.
Seriously though, it's been evident in how he has played.
Yes.
He's been the #1 scorer in this squad for the entire season. At wag nating kalimutan hindi naging sigurado yung pagpasok ni Dexter Marquez. He was actually a last-minute addition dito sa lineup ng San Juan.
Yes. Tsaka to your point, he leads the team in points, in rebounds. He's a very good shooting clip of 58% from the field overall, 33% three-point shooter. It's the free throws really that he has to work on. But overall, pretty much scoring-wise, ang ganda ng percentage nito ni Marquez. And a lot of that, in my opinion, is because of having really good setups by their guards. Orlan Wamar. Right now, you're going to have JC Colliar also. And these guys, these point guards, to my observation, benefits as well with having Dexter Marquez and Calisana as really good finishers of, the times that they issue them.
Jeff Taunera called for that illegal screen. Itong Manila at San Juan, mayroon ding rivalry ito Kung sa NBA, may rivalry siya. Back in Season 2, they were both contenders and they actually met in the North Division's finals. That was where San Juan won against Manila and eventually took the crown in 5 games against Davao Occidental. So bago nanalo yung San Juan laban sa Davao, kinailangan nilang lagpasan yung Manila. That team featured the likes of Chris Bitoon, Real Cervantes, Aris Dionisio. Lakas nung team na yun, Coach Mike.
Was this the Jonard Clarito?
Oo,
Ayun
yun yung Jonard
diba?
Clarito days.
Yeah.
Colliar, easy pickings on the other side. 74-48. Another timeout issued by the Manila Batang Quiapo. 7 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the fourth.
Boy, huge deficit facing Manila right here, and stealing off that spin is what JC Colliar really just did on that move by Cedillo.
Fifth game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. We'll be back after this short break.
Pac is back. 8-division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios. Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fierro.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
Pac is back this July 20. Manny Pacquiao steps back into the ring to challenge Mario El Azteca Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship. You could watch the fight live via Blast TV pay-per-view this coming July 20. Sunday at 8 a.m. Just download the Blast TV app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Coach Mike, ready ka na ba for another story time of Senator
Oh yes,
Manny
of course.
Pacquiao?
I always love hearing stories about Sen Manny.
Head of Operations, Emer Oreta, Head of Security, Rudy Distrito, and si Boss Reynaldo Gopo. Nandyan sa ating VIP row. At yun nga, nandun na tayo kay Barrera Tinalo niya si Marco Antonio Barrera, 11th round TKO. Soberano scores for San Juan. Featherweight, it was in the featherweight division. And then he was supposed, I think, to have a fight again as Colliar increases the lead. This is now 76-50. Nung 2004, lumaban siya for the title this time against Juan Manuel Marquez. This was the first of their 4 fights. So yung laban na yun, he was able to knock down Marquez 3 times in the first round. But despite all that, bumalik si Marquez and he was able to force a draw. And that really set the tone for their 4-fight series. And then pakatapos nun, Coach Mike, kung maalala mo yung trilogy naman nila ni Eric Morales.
Oh, yeah.
Where he lost the first fight. He moved up in weight, 130 pounds from 126. And he lost a narrow, unanimous decision. And then bounced back by knocking out Morales for the very first time in his career. In the second fight, won that bout by a 10th round technical knockout. And then nung third fight nila, mas mabilis. 3 rounds lang. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Sarap balikan eh, mga laban ni Senator Manny.
That second fight with Morales, yun yung umiling si Morales, Tapos he gave
third
that
na yun.
break.
Yung
That's
third
the
na
third
yun.
one, yeah. That's very visual sa akin yun. Sabi ko, oh my God. Grabe yung inabot ni Eric Morales doon.
And then after that, I think he had some fights defending the 130 title, and then yung second fight with Barrera, nanalo pa rin siya, unanimous decision.
Yeah.
And then the second fight, another memorable one against Juan Manuel Marquez. A very close fight where he was able to knock down Marquez in the third round. Ito kasi yung laban niya kay Marquez, parang feeling ng mga, sabi natin, boxing experts na kontra fellow niya si Marquez eh.
Yes.
Because counter-puncher.
Yeah.
Parang hirap na hirap si Manny. Because during that stretch, he was basically obliterating the entire opposition, including Barrera and Morales. Pero parang nakahanap siya ng katapat
niya,
in Marquez.
Yeah. Right.
But eventually, winning that one out, split decision win, he was able to capture another title, this time in the super featherweight division. Tapos, after nun, umangat na siya ng weight. 135, kalaban niya David Diaz. He won that one, 9th round knockout. Pagkatapos nun, yun yung biggest break niya. Kasi yung usap-usapan, yung laban nila with Oscar De La Hoya. Now, he will move up 2 weight classes from 135 to 147. Yung height difference, ang laki. 5'10 si De La Hoya. Pacquiao was, 5'6", 5'5 and a half, if we're being generous. And despite all odds, talagang dilampaso niya si De La Hoya yun. 8th round, technical knockout, and dun na talaga. Kumbaga, he was 1 of 1 that time. And eventually moved out another weight class. Tinalo niya si Margarito, 154. That was his 8th title. 8 different division where he won a title.
Yeah.
Na pinag-uusapan natin ni Coach Christian last Monday. But before that, Assist of the Game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Parang baka sa lifetime natin, baka hindi na natin na-witness ma-break yung record na yun eh.
Oo, totoo.
Diba?
Kaya everybody is, again, you want to see him go back into action. But I just want to tell all the viewers who are listening right now, we have no Google anything right in front of me habang kinukwento yan ni Ken. And just like you, I'm just amazed with all these details that you have. Matter of fact, our floor director right here, Anton Mejia, is listening and parang gustong mag-raise ng hand, parang gustong magtanong eh. Ito ni Anton Mejia eh.
Naman tanong mo.
Ton, may tanong ka ba kay Ken tungkol sa history ni ni Boss
Alam mo
Manny?
bakit?
Bakit?
Nung nagsimula kasi si Senator Manny with his run, di ba nauso yung mga nanonood sa sine, tapos di ba may dumating sa point na zero crime rate, walang traffic.
Correct.
Talaga sinubaybayan ko yung mga laban ni Senator Manny. His rise up to the top is really extraordinary because kung titignan mo yung journey niya, it wasn't perfect. He had 2 losses early in his career. Kasi karamihan, ang dami natin prospects na undefeated, di ba? Ang tagal nilang walang talo, nananalo sila mga world titles. But si Senator Manny, different eh. He was so relatable.
Yes, that's right.
Nadapa siya, inangat niya yung sarili niya. He went from humble beginnings all the way until what he is right now. And to this day, we're still talking about him. He has an upcoming fight on Sunday.
That's right.
That speaks volumes to the yung contributions niya no in boxing. But to your point, naalala mo, may isang interview siya na, you know, apart from his contributions in boxing, gusto niya yung impact niya sa buhay ng mga tao.
That's
He
right.
has always been selfless, God-fearing. Talagang inuuna niya yung ibang tao kaysa sa sarili niya. Ganun siyang klaseng tao, Coach Mike.
And hence, you know, the MPBL, you know, this is one of, I believe, a really good part of his legacy, which is non-boxing. You know, that for these guys that's playing right in front of us over past 7 seasons, the resurgence of their career in basketball and the opportunities for dream seekers. Really, just so much inspiration that you draw out of that story of Boss Manny. And boy, I would love for you to have that moment with Boss Manny and have this discussion with him. But I think you put up a really good story in this coverage.
Soriano with a basket. Manila, give them credit. Di nila masyadong pinalayo tong San Juan. Di naman umabot ng say 30, 40, or 50 unlike in games past.
A better response here in the fourth quarter though.
Last 2 minutes of the game. Inside, Sean Jackson, the reverse plus a foul. San Juan on cruise for their 9th straight victory, creating another winning run.
And this is another game that Manila solely relied on Alfred Cedillo.
Hickser, great move of the game, born for greatness.
And Alfred, as we see that beautiful pass by, this is the second time we've seen a good assist from Joseph Ovalde, right?
No? Talaga yan. Talagang may vision din yan si Joseph.
Ganda ng feed sa ilalim to Jackson.
Ano yan eh? Hindi ko sure kung sa Dubai Ano yan? Hari yan ng Middle East. Sa mga liga-liga doon. Doon sumikat yan si Joseph Ubalde, Coach Mike.
Because I got to cover him sometime in the other San Juan teams of the other leagues.
Oh.
And so when we got here in the MPBL, I'm just surprised that, you know, parang almost lucky charm na siya para dito kay Sen Jinggoy.
In San Juan, yung seasons pass nila, they started in season 2. So this is already their 6th season in the MPBL. At least North Division Finals appearance sila lagi. Champion sila season 2, season 3, mabot sila National Finals, talo lang sa Davao Occidental. And then season 4, 5, and 6, sunod-sunod na North Division Finals. Talo sila sa Nueva Ecija in season 4 and lost back-to-back season 5 and 6 to Pampanga naman. Lahat ng tumalo sa kanila, Coach Mike, eventually won the championship. So that's how close,
tough they are, right?
How tough they are and how close they've gotten for the title.
That's right. And ano sila is always one of the teams that I like to think you benchmark against, as you form team season after season, and they are always going to be competing. Itong Knights.
Side step, Joseph Ubalde wala. Gets his own miss. Puts it back up and in. Ilang points na ba si Joseph Ubalde?
Joseph has
5 points. 5 points, 6 rebounds.
Not bad.
Last time nandito yan, 13 points, 10 rebounds yan against Val City. Cedillo glides in, no good. Ito, inintay na lang natin yung final score talaga dito. John Galinato with a basket, 88-59. Fortunately for Manila, it's back to the drawing board. So, great credit to them. They were able to snap that 15-game losing skid. They went winless for, I think, almost 4 months.
Yes.
Kasi kung tatandaan mo, yung pinakaunang laro laban sa Marikina, inaipanalo nila Tapos sunod-sunod na pagkatalo, bumawi sa Pasig. But, man, San Juan is on a tear. Just in time for that highly anticipated matchup in Zamboanga, going up against Ilagan Isabela, 5-star Cowboys, and taking care of business as usual dito sa San Andres.
Yeah, on the perspective naman of Manila, relatively a better finish. They lost by 27 points. sa mga ibang teams that they played in last two, where Binyan they lost by 37 and Basilan lost by 33. This is pretty much, a much better showing for Manila. But then again, just totally dominated by the San Juan Knights.
Best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, who else but Kalisan? I think if you can only measure the number of dribbles that he took to making these scoring, there's very little of that for Kalisan. 19 points and 9 of 10 shooting, 4 offensive rebounds, 6 assists total, 6 rebounds total, and 1 assist. Just overall game from Mike.
Final score po natin 88-61, San Juan prevailing over Manila. Let's go courtside to Miss Andrea Endicio.
Thank you, Ken. Kasama ko nga ang ating best player of the game na si Mike Kalisaan. First of all, congratulations. Mike, 9 out of 10 from the field ka tonight. Almost perfect. Meron bang reason behind that good shooting ngayong gabi?
Swerte lang siguro. Yun, swerte lang.
At isa pang maganda is yung 9-game winning streak ng team. Kung iyong mapapansin, talagang maganda ang tinatakbo ng kupunan. Ano ba ang, kumbaga, sikreto dun sa winning mindset nitong inyong team ngayon?
Nagtutulong-tulong lang kami from coaches to players. Sumusunod lang kami sa mga gusto ng coaches. Nag-a-adjust sila din. Susunod lang kami. Kaya ayun, siguro yung nagiging resulta maganda.
Yes, nagre-reflect nga yun sa inyong mga laro. Meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan? Go ahead.
Siyempre, ang pinakamamahal nating senator, si Senator Jingo Estrada, Boss Monching Talisayon, Boss James Go, Boss Dennis Abella, Go for Gold, Jeremy Go, 69 Pong Bar, Abella Industry, 1914 Athletics, JSU Amusuk, and si Pastor Perdi. Siyempre, sa family ko, si Step, baby ko, Mrs. ko si Step, si baby ko, si Baby Monique, si Mateo, si Coco, mama at papa ko, si Mama Tess, Papa Carding, si in-laws ko, si Papa Paco, si Mama Jo. Happy birthday Mama Jo, saka sa baby ni Kuya Dex, happy birthday kay Sandra at good luck kay Boss Manny versus Barrios parating na linggo. Sana boss makakuha mo yung panalo. Good luck po and God bless.
Alright, thank you so much. Once again, that was our best player of the game brought to us by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. And good job on the sidelines. Dahil ito, sa Lunes, magbabalik ang MPBL 3-day break dito sa Batangas City Coliseum. First game natin, Imus kontra Pangasinan, followed by Davao Occidental going up against Abra. And in our main game, Batangas City Tanduay Rom Masters looks to win their 6th straight, going up against the Mindoro Tamaraws. And that's gonna do it for coverage here in San Andres in Manila on behalf of Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Endicio, and for our entire crew, ako po si Ken Pangalinan. Maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay at pagtangkilik sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.